another explanation visual video. So I'm just going to quickly explain the visual in the third movement that happens right after your guys' last flow port crash, just to make sure that once I'm gone you guys still have like a really good idea of what the definition is for that, and that you have like a video to reference. So you're doing that, you're doing all your flow port crash stuff. You do the last one, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, you're here at port. You're holding this for 2 measures, because after your last flow port crash, you have 5 measures before your next port crash. And what is happening there is that once you finish that flow port crash, you're at port for 2 measures. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is when the circles visual will start. So I'm going to do this from the side only because this is the most helpful view. The circle visual starts with your right hand coming out first. So in terms of how circles work, your right hand's going to be coming out and your left hand is going to be coming a little bit into you. So just do that, and you do opposite circles. They meet at the bottom, and then you come back up, and they meet back up at the top. Gretchen, you had a really good way of breaking this down for Mariana when she was having kind of trouble understanding it, so I'm going to use that here, so thank you for coming up with that. So you're at port here, you move out with your right hand, in with your left hand, they both move down, they're kind of at like a lower 45 here, and then they meet in like the middle as if you're, almost as if your arms are both extended, but they're not entirely, and then they come back up, and then they go straight, and then they meet. And so that's kind of like making a box with it, and then what you want to do is if you're having trouble with emotions, you want to do each of those steps, whether it be in your own head or having like a metronome out and doing the steps, and then slowly rounding out the edges of the box so you create a circle. And there's going to kind of be like a little natural lean into it, which is totally fine. I don't expect you guys to be entirely still, but you shouldn't be like following your arms. You shouldn't be going like this. You shouldn't be bending too noticeably. You should, for the most part, be standing straight up with a little bit of bend when you're moving your arms forward. So you're doing that circle motion, and it should lock on 3. So it goes 1, 2, lock, and then 4, nothing happens. Count 1 of the 4th measure of those 5 measures of rest. You're doing circles, but in the opposite direction. So your left hand is going to come out and your right hand is going to come back. Same breakdown process, just hands are switched. You come out and then you just round out the box, and that locks on 3 again. So you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 2, lock, 4, 4, 2, lock, 4, and then you're on the 5th measure. And remember that the 5th measure, you're doing that, you're doing the staccato snap preps for that port crash. So after you lock back here, you're going 5, 2, prep, prep. And with those staccatos, you're going to be at those prep positions for a really long time. So judges and just people watching in general are going to notice the how your prep positions look in this movement specifically. So you want to make sure that you do a really nice prep movement. Okay, there you go. Couldn't really see the symbols in there for a sec. You guys, when you tend to prep, you tend to go very wide. So in context, you'll like go like this, and then you'll go like V. And you'll make it very wide, but you need to do 45s and not go entirely flat. You need to do a bit more shallower than what you're used to in context of it, because you tend to put more work for yourself than you need to. So that's something that you should always watch out for. You need to watch out for making sure that these are not too wide. It's just a very short movement, it's very staccato. And again, this needs to be very much together because you're here at these positions for a very long time. So if you move at different times, people are instantly going to be drawn to you because they're going to notice it because you're going to be sitting there for a very long time. So that is the circle visual in part 3. Yay, done. Oh,